So we've been making cheese now for 20 to 25 years, and we've been making the Norfolk Dapple for all of that time. That's one which is known all over the county. My name's Arthur Betts and I work for Ferndale Cheeses. We make the Norfolk Dapple cheese. It's a cheese which is on all sorts of restaurant tables and on lots of menus all over the county, as well as Norfolk Pinkfoot, which is a Cheshire style cheese, and we also make a Norfolk Tawny, which is an Italian style cheese. At Ferndale Cheeses we try to make cheese in the most simple way possible, which means we're trying to use a limited number of ingredients. Pretty much all we use is salt, culture, rennet and milk, lots and lots of milk. I collect the milk in the morning, pump it into our vat. We normally collect 2,000 litres at a time. Once the cheese is in the vat, it's rapidly heated up. We then add culture to start acidifying the cheese, and we start adding rennet to turn the cheese into a form of gel. Once the curd is set, we're able to cut the curd with special curd knives, which allow the whey to be released from the curd. With our cheddar cheese, the aim is to stack the curds of cheese as high as possible, which gives the cheese quite a flexible, malleable, slightly rubbery texture. So one thing that we do here, which I think we're the only people who do in the East Anglian region, is butter and bandage our cheese. So a lot of cheesemakers might store their cheese in blocks, quite often vacuum packed, whereas we prefer to keep our cheese in butter and bandage, which allows the cheese to breathe, and we're then able to put our cheese into a storage room which replicates a cave environment, which is where the original cheddar cheeses were kept. Our cheese is kept in our storage rooms for typically 4 to 7 months, although sometimes we've kept cheese for up to 18 or even 20 months. So after about 6 months, we take the cheese out of our storage area and we'll cut the cheese up into quarters and it's off to the customer. We do a small delivery round on a Friday, delivering to a lot of local shops on the North Norfolk coast. But then most of our cheese goes through wholesalers all over Norfolk. Then we've got some cheese which goes to Cambridgeshire, some to Suffolk. We do have some going to shops in London, such as Hamish Johnston. But the majority of cheese is sold in the East Anglian region. We'd like to sell more cheese elsewhere, but we actually need to make more of it before we can do that. So I took over from my mum making cheese here about 10 years ago. My mother started the business up in about 2003, but prior to that she'd kept cows as pets, which she'd milk in the morning and milk in the evening, and that allowed her to experiment with all sorts of butter making, yoghurt making and also cheese making, which is where she got the passion for making cheese. And some 30 years later, that's still being continued. At Ferndale Cheeses, we're very proud of the fact that we don't cut any corners, we don't do things the easy way. It would be very easy for us to make cheese in other ways than using the methods that we use, but we like to keep to the methods which provide the best quality product. And I think the customers recognise that, and it's the reason why our cheese sells well.